Okay, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. So glad to see all of you here. Just wanted to pop in and give you a little introduction to something that I have been doing and I absolutely love, which is blogging. But before I get started, I just wanted to make sure that you subscribe to the channel, to the YouTube channel, to make sure you get any updates. And then also, I wanted to share with you that I recently posted a video called Batch Like a Boss, and it's about how to repurpose content. And that's something that I've really been focusing on. And so that video is in this series as well. I'll put the link if you'd like it. But there's a great download that you can get that kind of spells out that process and that plan. And blogging is just one of those many things that I have included in that process. And so today, I'm going to kind of walk you through what my blog process looks like, how I come up with ideas, create a workflow, and then use my AI assistant, which is called Betsy the Blogger. And so I'll share that with you today. If you have a blog currently, feel free to put that in the comments and share with us. But some reasons why you might want to consider blogging if you don't already is that it builds trust. And so you'll have kind of like this big vault of content that you can come back and pull from. It improves your visibility. And so Google really likes it if you have fresh content out. So it can pull those keywords for months and years. It's not like social media where it just, goes away. And it'll warm up your leads automatically. So this is just a really great tool to be able to use. So some of the things that I like to do for my blog content, and I'll show you my blog in just a second, but this is something that I've been doing as a technology coach. We had a blog for many years, and it was for educators, and it just had tips and tricks, so things that people could call upon if they wanted to reference. And so like behind the scenes, if you wanted to do like an FAQ style post, you could do like 5 mistakes when coaches make when this happens, or top 10 tools for busy entrepreneurs. And so if you kind of want to think about like, what are the 3 things that people are asking me this week, you could even put a question out to your audiences like, hey, things that you'd like to know about whatever topic. So coming up with those ideas is obviously the first step. And for me, what I like to do is blog about my content pillar for the month. So for example, this whole entire month, I'm focusing all of my content on repurposing social media content. And so then I break it down week by week and have this particular content pillar. So what I'm going to show you now is, and I'll share the link. I'm going to switch screens, and I'm going to show you how the first step is I keep things super organized, and I have a link so that when I'm ready to blog, I have it blocked up on my schedule every Thursday, and I schedule an hour. And then I have this tab that has all the links that I'm going to need to be able to blog. So let me switch the screen. Ah, okay. Sorry, guys. I'm not used to this. I hope that you can still hear me. I'm going to share the screen. Okay, hopefully we're good. I feel like we might not be. Okay, so here is this. We're going to start off, and I'm sharing with you right now. This is my AI coaching with Angelina, my custom GPT. Okay, and so we're looking at, okay, perfect. We're looking at the GPT that I programmed, and I always started off with, "Hey girl, let's go." And then my GPT responds like, "What are we working on today?" And I'm going to tell her that we're focusing on creating a blog post. It's going to highlight different pieces of content. And I want to model for my readers how I create one blog post and then have multiple pieces of content that are created from that one blog post. And so I'll just share that with her. Okay. And then what I've done, and she's going to come up with like just random ideas and maybe some steps of what I do. And so I'll let her think of that. And then I'm going to call in Betsy the Blogger. Another way to do it would be just to open chat up and open Betsy the Blogger. So either way, it's just different ways of using a custom GPT. So let's say, I don't know, this week let's cover, I'm a dog walker. I'll say I am a dog walker and want to highlight the benefits of dog walking. We'll say create a blog post around this topic. Okay, so 7 surprising benefits of hiring a dog walker. Your pup will thank you. And so it'll go into the description. I have it set up to where it has a Facebook teaser so that you can then also share your blog post on Facebook. So it's coming up with all of these different ideas that we could share. And if you, now mine is programmed to circle back to visit AI coaching with Angelina. Obviously, you would not want that there. And so then this is the one that's tailored in my GPT that has, again, that content there. It gives me hashtags. And now I can say, I'm going to do what's called GPT stacking. So I'm going to pull in that other blog. And how I do that is I do the @ symbol. And I'm going to call in Betsy. And I'm going to say, create a full blog post on the topics above. So now what's happening here is I started with my AI coaching custom GPT, and then I'm pulling in a second GPT, which is Betsy the Blogger. Okay. What I like about this is it knows to give me a meta description and then a Facebook teaser, because what I like to do is make a Facebook post in my groups or wherever and be able to reference the blog. So it's just constantly driving traffic back. And next week, I'm actually going to start experimenting with Pinterest and creating pins. So I'll show you that one next week. So here you can see it's really giving us some solid ideas and things that we can add and actually create a blog post. Now, this isn't a final draft, but it's definitely something that is like 80% that can get me started with some of the things. So what I'm going to do is copy this. just so I have it. And then the next step is I'm going to say, give me some ideas on what I could create for a graphic for this blog post. And the reason that I'm doing that is when I create my blog on High Level, and I'm going to show you that in just a second, what will happen is we need to have an image. So I'm going to show you what that might look like. Okay, so this looks good. Okay, so I'm going to say use the first idea and create an image that is 600 by 400. Let's see if it'll work. Okay, so it's going to create an image, and it might not be the right size, but it'll at least get me something to get started. So what I'll show you now is for my business tools, I have them all categorized. So here we go. Here are the blogging things that I'm going to use. Now I'm going to right click and I'm going to go ahead and open all 5 of these tabs. And what it does is it opens all of the things that I need to get my blog post up and running. So the first one is it opens up where I keep my blog. Now for me, I use High Level. And I don't know if you're familiar with High Level, but it's an amazing tool that has pretty much everything you could possibly need to run your business. It has email, it has calendars, it stores your contacts, absolutely everything. It creates landing pages, websites. So this is my blog. On the back end, I just wanted to show you this is what my blog looks like. So these are the different posts that I've made, and you can change that structure of how you have that there. But this is where I'll actually create a post. So I just go over here and I click new post. And then I'll use the content that it created. Oh my gosh, that graphic is awesome. Okay. Oh, they're both kind of cool. I think I like this one better. So what I'm going to do is when you create graphics, you can save the image. I think you can also download them. And then what I like to do is, and I'm sorry, I know I'm hopping all over the place, but that's kind of how my brain works. But you can just utilize, so like I made the graphic in ChatGPT, but then brought it over here to Canva. Then maybe I'll just add a little, we'll do a, I guess something that would be cool would be if I put one of my people. So I do a lot of batch content creation. And so I keep a folder of the 3D images that I have. So we'll put this cute girl here. And for that, I'll take the background off. Okay. Obviously, you could play around with that. It looks like I should, I could even change the colors. I love it. And then that background. I don't know. You get the idea. You can mess around with things as you I'm such a perfectionist. I want it to be perfect. Okay, so we'll go with that for now. It's close enough. And then what's super cool, again, we're always thinking of like, how can we repurpose? So this is what's going to go on the blog. Then I need an image that's going to be for Facebook and one for Instagram. So all I have to do now is resize this page and make a Facebook post image. Then I'll resize it again. When you click on there, and then there's these little 3 dots. And then you could say, resize it to an Instagram post. So now I have the assets or whatever I need so that I'm going to create my blog. Then I'm going to go right on over to Facebook and I'm going to share the blog and I'll adjust this image. And then I'm going to go right on over to Instagram and share it there as well. So again, we can just play around. Maybe I don't even want her. I don't know. This graphic is pretty awesome, just the way it is. Okay, so now let's hop back on over to the blog. Here's my blog post. And I just have to grab the content from here. Oh, that's still not the right thing. My apologies. Okay, here it is. So again, we're starting with like that main blog post. We put it here. And now I can go in and add different pieces to this. If I want to add images, beef it up, change some of the topics, however it's worded. And then, because it's honestly a little bit short, so I could go in and add some things. And I can also go back to the chat and say, hey, tell me more about, this particular thing, add it in there. And then click save, continue. And then here's where I can add my image. Right here is where the cover image would go, and then be able to publish that. And so again, it's just a super simple process that took maybe 20 minutes, and that's because I'm hopping all over the place. But it's really simple and easy. And then once I have that blog content, next week I'm going to show you how you can take that and divide it into sections to make different topics. So let me stop sharing my screen. I'll just invite you, if you're interested, to go ahead, grab the freebie that I have on, it's going to be on in the notes here, and that'll get you started with kind of this idea of content batching and creating multiple pieces of content at once out of one concept. So thanks for joining me today. Hope you have a great day, and I will see you next week on Friday.